Um, okay, guys. Hi. While the slideshow is starting, I will show some illustrations. I will restart again. So my name is Alex. I'm CEO of BETEGY, and today I will going to present to you the topic of machine learning and AI and how those trends are actually influencing our industry and what is the latest developments in this industry. Because then we can see what we can do in this direction and how to apply those trends for our benefits and how to avoid threats. During this presentation, I'll show you like some slides, and I would like you to follow them. If you don't see them very well on your screen, I shared the link down in the comments where you can open the presentation and follow live my clicks and change of slides. So I hope you hear me now and everything is perfect. So in my case, let's get started. I'm ready. So, why I'm talking about this? The company BETEGY was founded back 2012, and we have different products and services which are built around the sports data, which are built about the betting data, machine learning, media, and I learned this topic quite intensively in the last 10 years. Therefore, I have lots of insights on the side of machine learning and artificial intelligence, and I also have applications and experience and applications of those things in the real life, and I can understand where is this going. So we, from one side, have data prediction platforms, which is BETEGY.com, which predicts the outcomes of football games. We have services for betting operators and media companies, which allows them to visualize the data. We also have a recent project where we help football clubs like FC Köln, DC United, Legia, to help to analyze big data and apply all kind of artificial intelligence and machine learning actually to help them win the games. And during this history, we are working with various clients of ours, which vary from media companies all the way to casinos and to betting operators and football clubs. So I have a quite vast understanding on what's going on in this industry. So let's get started. Let's clear up important thing, buzzwords. Since we're talking today about all those things like which are usually uh, everyone heard of, but no one actually understands what does it mean. I mean, in general, you have artificial intelligence, you have big data, you have machine learning, you have deep learning, data mining. And the point of today's presentation is also to use all those words and understand what they really mean. So in the future conversations with your IT specialists, with your CTOs, with the partners, you know what you're talking about. And today we will very closely cover four things like AI, machine learning, deep learning, and GNA, which is generative adversarial network. And it's very interesting things. And the rest will clear out on the way. But I just want to picture to show you the big picture. I hope you see this. Here's like a wonderful map prepared by Dominic, which explains to you where AI is in general computer science. So you see here three applications: it's theoretical computer science, computer engineering, and applications. Yeah, and this is the most complicated slide you will see today, so no worry. And if you zoom in, we're interested in the area of applications, you see? And in this application, you have a part of computer science, which is artificial intelligence. And then you have interesting point here is that you see there is a machine learning, which can touch our industry, optimization, AI in general, natural language processing, and image processing. And all those areas of this kind of computer science are related to our industry, not only to ours, but to overall industries in general. So to give you a perspective on difference between AI, machine learning, deep learning, there is an interesting chart which explains. And artificial intelligence in general is very simple. It's a technique which enables machines to mimic human in any kind of way: robotics, thinking, talking, chatting, writing, everything. And then there is a machine learning, which is a part of the way how computer can mimic the human behavior. And this is mainly related to the machine actually learning something, playing chess, playing checkers, I don't know, predict the outcomes of the games, predict the output of the weather. And then you have a deep learning. Deep learning is one of the techniques of machine learning which allows you to use multi-layering. So now you understand if someone is talking about deep learning is a part of machine learning, which is a part of artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is a very, very broad um, term which is used everywhere now as a buzzword. Is not a buzzword, is like, as a part of it. And there are so many things which include in this. But those three things are one of the most commonly used. So let's see where we are now with those developments with AI. And if we take a technological progress or human progress in this case, there is a wonderful explanation in the blog Wait But Why about AI. And the author pictures this in a way that we are standing in front of the exponential growth of human progress, which is driven by technological progress. The problem here is that even all the researchers agree that we are there, it feels like this. It means that there are no vision from our perspective and understanding of the upcoming exponential growth. And this is because of many, many reasons, but this is how does it feel. And if we come back to this chart, or picture, we see that we're about to jump there. And the biggest jump will happen when the artificial general intelligence will appear. What's the difference between AI and the artificial general intelligence? The difference is pretty big because the specific AI can do the specific tasks pretty well. However, the general AI can do different tasks pretty well and can improve its own code or functionality to do better, better, and better. And as soon as we get to this point, this is a point of singularity, it's called. You can check what is this exactly. We are about to see huge human progress. It's like, it might be wipe us away from the planet, or it might, like, we can live with this. But this is coming. A majority of people are saying it's, majority of experts, it will take us from 20 to 40 years, that's the prediction, to get to AGI. Yeah? What stops us actually to be there? It's the processing power of our computers. You may know that all computers work in ones and zeros, and this is a typical way of computation. And now, for already 20 years, people try to invent the quantum computers. And the thing is, it's already invented, and it's working. What is the difference between quantum computing and normal computing? You can Google it. There is a wonderful videos which explain how quantum computers works better than I can do. The one I really like is Kurzgesagt. They have wonderful videos explanatory. But the point is that it actually works differently. It can compute exponential amount more data than the ones and zeros can. And why we are not seeing the AGI now, or those quantum computers being used in industries, in business actually, it's because we are in the early stage there. And as you know, only now, you may know, you see there's a press release of Google AI, which shows how we are far away from a real world application of quantum computers and actually using the AI in full power. And this is what is going on now. Finally, we can use quantum computers. They're big and clunky and so on, but we don't have the root languages, the languages which actually control the hardware. And this was what happened before in the computing industry. The computers were big, and then we need to learn Pascal, and and then we have higher level languages which we progress, and then you can use JavaScript actually to write websites and do it by yourself without any programmers. And that's exactly what's happening now. Google are opening up the libraries of the low-level languages which can control the hardware. Soon, 3-4 years, quantum computing power will be available for general public as soon as those languages are written, and then we can move to high-level languages. But let's come back to what is actually we can do at the moment, using our industry, using the other industries which have clients, serve the client, satisfy the client, get the revenues out of it. And here we go to the term of machine learning. Machine learning is a way we can process the data, as I explained, to part of AI techniques. And this is the most popular, and this is the most common thing which you will see everywhere in different algorithms, in different applications, and this is available now. It's available today. Many companies are using it, and many companies are using it, and they even don't know about that. And let's think, if we think about how to apply this to, let's say, sports betting industry, to gambling, to gaming, we need to see what machine learning can do. And actually, it can do only 5 things, not more. It it can do classification, it can do continuous estimation, it can do clustering, optimization, and anomaly detection. And any application you take of machine learning will always fall in this category. So when you are thinking about applying machine learning in your organization or any process you want, you always will end up with those 5. And if you will do a brainstorm, always open this list and look through what machine learning can help me with. Is it optimization? Is it anomaly detection? I'll show you some examples of this later on, especially in our industry. And this is quite fascinating because everyone talks about how much AI can do. And this, if we take what it actually can do at the moment and what we can apply, you see there are only 5 things. And let's go to our industry. One of examples, there are many of them, but let's say it's a company called Optimove, which are doing a great job of using AI, but in general machine learning, to understand, impact, measure, and optimize the process of client retention, and learning the behavior of every client you have using their tools. You can understand what to do, then interact with this data. So basically, you can find the patterns, how the players are playing, and see, for example, when the player is about to churn. And by analyzing the lots of data which you have, you're able to pinpoint the time where the gambler didn't churn, or like a player didn't churn, but he's about to churn. So you need to reactivate him before, so prevention action. And this Optimove is really great in this kind of things to do. And then so you can go and by understanding, you can optimize and leverage AI to predict the customer behavior and then do the action. And this is what is available now. What is available next, like now we're in this state, what is the next big thing which I see in the industry is super segmentation and personalization. So having this, let's say, functionality like Optimove offers, you can do super segmentation. What is super segmentation? At the moment, if you take a marketing manager inside the organization or anyone who wants to segment the players to serve them the right personalized content, you will end up with, let's say, categories which you can count on 2 hands. Yeah? For example, a casino has 7 brands, or like, let's say 5 brands, and then each brand has different localizations, and then each brand 100 different segments which you can do. And this is by far the best examples in the industry. However, with using the machine learning and pattern recognition, you can segment the players all the way to very, very small clusters. The players who are playing, for example, on Monday and spend 20 euros and do X, Y, that. And then you have, let's say, 3,000 of such clusters. And then you will have a personal, and then if you take it further, you can actually see the personality behind this and see what this person is doing, how he spends. And the next step here is actually personalized experience. So you can measure, you can see, but you cannot use it up till now. Because creating personalized content, it can be content on the level of the game, of a level of a marketing engagement, level of conversion funnel, any kind of experience, personalized experience requires AI to create this. Otherwise, your designers will never be able to design the banners which suit every single small cluster in your audience. But this is what actually proves they have a way higher conversion in the future. And this is coming, whether you want it or not. Super specialization, super clustering and personalization is coming. And then when it's done, you're able to create personalized content. So how about how we are able to create personalized content? Because AI is really great in clustering things, but can it actually create something new out of what are already available? And here, just our example of the best thing which we can do. One of our product called Impact allows you to visualize content. And the best personalization of content we did is not even AI yet, it's just super personalization. With ESPN, we're developing the system which allows you to see the recap of every single player performance in fantasy. So every day after the games are played, you get a video which is generated automatically for every single player with his scores, with his data, with his analysis, and so on. And this is by far where we went. So we create 200,000 videos per day. And this is personalized, but this is not AI. This is template generation and serving the right content to the right person at the right time. So how about future? you know. And then we come to a very interesting part of the AI called GAN. And it was called the coolest idea in deep learning in the last 20 years. It was actually developed or, created back in 2014, so it's very new, but the results are fascinating. The main idea which it does, it allows you to create, not you, but it allows AI to create things. Because before, they were really like not that good in this. Good enough, but not good in a way that we can believe in this and we can serve this personalized content to our audience. And just to explain to you, I will not go into details, but this is, you can make a print screen and read about this later. It's very interesting. They looped two neural networks, one of them which creates random image, which is then shuffled in the images. For example, let's take a cat. Out of random noise, different pixels, one AI creates some picture, which he thinks is a cat. And then you put it in a training set of cats of another machine learning, which then decide whether it's real or fake. And the first AI will keep creating the cat, the image, until it becomes a cat, and we will be approved by another AI that this is a cat. And it created wonderful, stunning results. I want to show you a few. One of the publicly available things which you can check is like face deep fakes. This works in this technology. So here are the pictures of celebrities which were fed to the AI to learn. And then afterwards, it was able to generate fake celebrity images, which look like celebrities, but they actually do not exist. But they're so real, it looks like real pictures. And this is done pixel per pixel. It's unbelievable. And it's like real photos. And you can spot different, features of your favorite actor, not your favorite, but they look very real. And this is unbelievably cool. And so it's actually a creation, So the next thing here, which I want to show you what it was able to do. On the bottom, you see the categories, which go all the way up. Bridge, bus, car, cat, chair, church, classroom. And based on the input, this system was able to generate the images of this. You see some of them are really funny. If you take a look on a cat, it's actually reproduced the cat only once in these 5 images. Yeah? But the car is pretty good. So you have 2. Bus, amazing. Bridges, look at this. And this is all generated by itself. Unbelievable. And that what will be a basis for our industry to serve personalized content, personalized gaming, personalized experiences all throughout the industry. And then in this case, you can create such a wonderful experience for every person. They will love and they will stay. So whoever jumps in this first will win the industry. Yeah, it's a bit scary, but we can't do anything about this. We can just join the trend because it will happen whether you want it or not. And this will happen in all industries. Another topic which I want to discuss today, or next big thing, I cannot touch all of them, but those are the 2 things which I really want to touch. Another one is new ways to regulate the industry via pattern recognition and predictive analytics. On every conference I go, there are so many talks about regulation, and this is a very important part of our business, and we need to take it strict. At the moment, the regulations actually work in a very interesting way, that they are sent to the industry in general, with the big clusters. Oh, this is for casinos, so online casinos, here's the sports betting. There's 3 clusters in the same regulations. However, with having the possibility for regulator to access the actions of players, they can do pattern recognitions and do predictive analytics, like predictive investigation. So they can see when the behavior of a bettor or gambler becomes addictive. And they can prevent it even before it happens. So they can identify this player or cluster of players, prevent and block their accounts or restrict them in betting to a certain amount. And those kind of pieces of software, in my thinking, will be pre-installed or integrated inside the operators' systems, where the regulator don't have actually to send or to issue the regulate policies in general to the whole industry. It can work like a needle, taking away the people who don't have to be betting, and only people who come there for entertainment can stay, who can do it, and then like move them away from that, discourage them, give a help. And in this case, our industry is actually will prosper. From one side, it will require some years, I would say 4 to 5 years. But if we are talking now about the trends, this is exactly where I think that one of the biggest developments will happen. So the modules which regulator can distribute to the official casinos and sports betting and so on is like a piece of code which you can put in your application, more like Google Analytics on every website. Then regulator knows this, and he can pinpoint and move this away. And this is amazing. And as you see, coming back to the list of what can machine learning do, it's actually two things are combined here: continuous estimation and anomaly detection, which is again, we are coming back to the list which I have. And that's two things which I think will be very, very important to our industry. And if we talk about threats here, they always come in two ways: threats and possibilities. For the first thing which we have, this using the possibility to create customized advertisement. It's obviously designers will not be able to do it by themselves, and so the designers need to change the way they work. They need to work with AI to create better experiences, especially at the beginning. However, they'll be out of typical designing, the typical job of designing stupid banners. They will work with AI. So the profession of AI designer, well, graphical AI designer, will be like a new thing to go, and it will create a new ways. However, everyone who doesn't want to evolve will disappear. And in this case, it will create a massive. The threat is that it will be really, really hard to implement, and it will be very costly to implement as well, in terms of like regulatory policies, not even on our business side. So I just, I see that we're like running out of time. So I just want to have two advices what we can do now. Because if we're talking about the future trend, quantum computers, and all kind of these things, it's very hard to say what we can do now. And one thing which I want to tell you is save the data you already have. Even if you don't have a possibility to apply AI, machine learning, anything at the moment, or you just don't understand, you understand how important it is to save your data. Because every machine learning algorithm, or any algorithm, requires data to learn, especially AI. It requires data. And this amount of data will be available only from historical past. So let's assume you will implement AI later on in your company journey, let's say in 2 to 3 years, so you will look at this. If you start saving every single data you can find, this will be a wonderful set for AI to learn on. However, it's very important to think about it. What is important to store from your perspective, and then when you will have AI, you can really put in it and it will do magic for you. You will be surprised. How many times I am surprised by the outcomes of artificial intelligence. Let's say once a month when we do certain things, certain predictions, certain tests, and they become true. It's unbelievable. Yeah, but you need to have a data for this. And please store all data you have. And the second thing I want you to understand that this is a process which you can start, but there is no end. This is like fixing your apartment. If you start in this and there is no finish line, you can just pause it. But the point is, the earlier you start, the higher the advantage you will have. And this is not like something which you can put a budget of 1 million euros for this year, do, and then cancel this budget. This is a new function inside your IT department, and not only IT, but inside your organization, which will constantly require money, but it will lead you to the new frontiers, 100%. And there's no like finish line. It can improve and improve and improve and improve. Therefore, it opens up the possibility for you to gain more revenues and to get things which we were not able to do before. But don't think this is a one-time thing. It's like continuous thing which will stay. Who'll be the first will be the first, and scam the market, scheme the market, and then afterwards everyone will join. Someone will die without this. So those two things which I wanted to do: save your data. Want you to carry out of this presentation. Save your data and process. This process requires time. That's it from my side. I hope it was interesting for you. I hope it a little bit broadened your mind. And if you have any questions, please ask me directly in the comments. You have my email, my address. You can always reach me and we can discuss how AI, how machine learning can influence the industry. So, while I'm waiting for any questions, I hope there will be some. Uh, I can tell you that, in general, you know, a, all of this related to all this topic is related to exponential growth. And exponential growth is very hard to process for our brain. We very rarely experience this in our lives in hand. And currently, if you see the coronavirus curve, it's exponential growth. And everyone is scared of this because no one is preparing for that. And that's what actually this kind of action will happen in development of technology, the same way we see now the numbers raised for this disease. And that's why we're so shocked and fascinated, and everyone is like really aware of this. And this is a very good example of this exponential growth. Okay, so guys, I see no questions in the comments. I see someone had a problem with the sound. I'm sorry about this. I did everything possible to give you the best experience. If you need me, I'm here. Thank you very much, and goodbye.